Okay, let's talk about giving up the real on at state versus at state objects. What they are, and what's the difference between at state and at state object. Now, I'm gonna tell you, for the most part, when I see a lot of instruction online, I mean, the difference between the two is implied, but for some reason, it seems to me like nobody just comes out and says the difference between at state and at state object. And it's really simple, but if you're supposed to have a tutorial, it should explain that, right? So this is gonna give you a brief explanation to get you over this hump, and we'll keep it moving. So, what are at state and at state objects? In SwiftUI, at state and at state object are property wrappers that allow us to respond to changes in state within our views. However, they are used in different scenarios and have different behaviors. So at state is typically used for a simple data type like int or bool or string, and it's used when the state is owned by a specific view. When at state property changes, the view invalidates its appearance and recomputes the body property. And I know you're thinking, huh? Right? I'm going to show you in the tutorial. At state object, on the other hand, is used for more complex reference types classes that might be shared across multiple views. It's used to create and manage observable object when its owner, when it is that is owned by a particular view. When an at state object changes, specifically when a published property within the at state object changes, SwiftUI ensures that the views that depend on the object will update. So in essence, at state is used for simple local state, while at state object is used for more complex, possibly shared state and reference types. Okay. Now I'm sure you're asking, what did I just read? So I'm going to explain. Okay, so let's talk about the state object. Okay. Basically, we have a view. I'm going to go ahead, and this is basically all-in-one content view. Okay, nothing else. All right, and we have a Boolean value. Right, is toggle on, which default is false. Then we have our toggle. Toggle is a function, a Swift function. Okay, now look. Right here, text toggle is on. So a function, so we know this. Okay, come on. And now when we change this, we do this, right? We're gonna hit this button, or we're gonna hit this toggle. Okay. When it's true, we're gonna say it's on. When it's not, we're gonna say false. So here is the toggle right here. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go here and we're gonna change. We're gonna reset this. It says on, off, on, off. So if I make this toggle on, this line of code right here, toggle is on, will play. And of course, then when I move it back to the other direction, it's off. So this is available on my GitHub repository. So if you want to, you can download it and check it out for yourself. All right, now let's talk about at state objects. That's just at state. Let's talk about at state object. It's kind of the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here. Boom, boom. Right, add state object. Here we go. Add state object. So let's talk about this. I have a model called user, and it is username and an age. That's what we have for the sake of simplicity. And it's each one of these are published. I'm going to go into published properties later. But right now, this is inside of our custom object, publish, and our custom object is user, and we've implemented observable object in it. Go to our content view, and of course, we have a property of this page called user, which is of type user. And these are its default properties, right? And then through my button press, I can change those. Okay. And it updates in my view automatically. No need for any type of excuse me, any type of computer property, no get set, no did set, no will set. This is it. So here we go. I'm gonna push this right here. Here and now we have a button right here. It says change username, change age. Here's the default username, age John Doe and age 12. Name John Doe, age 12. I'm going to change this to Boozy Badass. I just threw a name out of thin air. Boozy Badass. Change the age from 12 to what? 18. And yes, so instead of saying at state like we did in our Boolean variable or a swing or a string or an integer, we're going to say state object because it's our custom property. And then you apply functions as needed. So I hope that this helps you out. On to the next.